Trio Meal.
Street music.
Do not occupy the streets. Do not occupy the streets. Do not occupy the streets.
Ndo mtulole, ndo mtukeme, ndo mtucheki, ndo mtusikize, ndo iwashike.
Do not occupy the streets.
Meshogoshodo akatembeze akajambona, sitaji ngwati serikali shanifat proper. Ko juu ya gwedhe na kutiku ndani ya gut stomach, ni hewa tupu nkona abs juu ya njaa ona. Too broke to buy your lies sometimes, na kinda wish you could joke on I don't and get strokes that blind your eyes. You folks should fucking die. Bottom up ninyi talk mkitu chanya. Tax and pesa, tax mkate ongeza parts of females. The audacity mna tax a for cancer treatment. Ni manifesto ya mahasla ndo ina build masonko. Tax madaipa mneka tax juu ya shit ya mtoto. Naongeza ushuru kwa vitu stomiza sana ghetto children na mafamili zao. Tulete imani kwao, katumia scriptures kutuchocha saizi cheki ni wanancho mekuwa money cows. Hamjui ndile nyinyi, nimehemehemei mekuja ghetto lini, mkitupea ma 50 bili ya finance unaweza iroli kuwe scroll kama smocha na ukalie mheshimiwa sikutambui mimi.
Yes, so what's up, wonderful people? Welcome to the 254 Express. I do hope that everyone is well and you are excited with us on this particular episode of the Kenyan podcast, where we get to put you on updated on what is happening right now around the and also around the world. Matters to do with us as a Kenyan people right here in the 254 and even globally. We want to welcome everyone to this particular episode, and we do hope that at the end of the day, we are able to engage, to interact, and also to be able to build as a Kenyan people. You know, the goal of this particular one is to keep us informed, and not only informed, but also entertained at the end of the day. My name is Faith, alongside Kari.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Kari?
I'm doing good.
Hi to the peoples.
Hi guys, it is I, Queen Kari, and welcome back.
Welcome to the show. At the end of the day, we are hoping that you can keep it interactive with us throughout this particular session. And remember, you can also follow us on our different social media platforms. We are at Kenyan Podcast on Instagram, the Kenyan Podcast on YouTube, and also the Kenyan Podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcast as well. And today it's no different. We are looking forward to just getting to keep you updated. And we just played you a song, which is by the one and only Trio Mio on the intro of that particular one. It's known as Occupy the Streets Freestyle. For Kari, are you a big fan of a Trio Mio?
Not a big fan.
Not a big fan.
I listen to
You listen to the music. Yeah. And for this particular one, he has turned away from club bangers. You know, he has decided, let me also go with the times and make a song, which can be a theme song for Gen Z. When the Gen Z are actually in the streets. So not just the Gen Z, you know, we do not want to just say it's a Gen Z doing the work. We are also seeing Occupy Mombasa, Occupy Kisumu, and other different places where we also see not just the Gen Z, but also at the ages are also getting to represent when it comes to, you know, doing the activism and also protesting against the finance bill for 2022. I would actually just want to big up Trio Mio and actually say that it's a good thing because people need a theme song. And I hope that it's not just for the sake of just dropping a song. You know, I realized when there was Mandamano, there were so many people that made songs about Mandamano. Some of them were just trying to cash in. You know, you look at the situation and you just want to be, you know, opportunist. So I'm hoping that is not what happened with Trio Mio right here. And talking about opportunists.
Before we continue, okay, most of this music is do you think it impacts other places with music?
Outside Kenya, all other places outside Kenya. I think Swahili is a language which is growing. So I would say for East Africa and the wider Eastern Africa, I would say that
Why am I saying that? There's a song. Okay, it's basically English. But kuna zile hata kuna wale wanaimbaga in Spanish, in whatever language it is. But we still, you know, get the message regardless. Do you think even in Kenya, people from outside do that?
I would say people from outside might music is a universal language, if I might say so. Sometimes, for example, I've listened to music from Spanish music, and you really just love the song even without having to understand much what is going on. But I would also say, for Kenyan, our music is being listened to, but what I would advocate for is mixing a bit of Swahili and also languages, because someone might want to jump to your particular song, but they are not really understanding what is happening with that particular song. They might love the beat, they might love the flow, they might love how you're putting it across, but when it comes to understanding the full message, but also these days there's subtitles. I think it also helps, in as much as I may not be able to understand Swahili if I'm from maybe perhaps South America, then there are still subtitles and I might still catch on what you are saying, even without having to struggle so much. Welcome to the broadcast. We really love and appreciate your support and also your company and also your time. We never take your company for granted. We hope that we can build, we can come here and connect and also build together, because they do say that one mind, one head, two heads are better than one, not one. Two heads are actually better than one. And when two people actually do come together, they are able to do much more. So I want to take us to this particular first story, and I was talking about the by Dr. Alfred Mutua. He actually has reacted towards one of the recent stories that we shared also right here on the Kenyan podcast, and we were talking about these a police officer, who was actually trying to disperse a crowd, and he did have a tear gas on his hand. And actually ikamlipukia kwa mkono. That is what actually did happen. Ikamlipukia kwa mkono, so he lost his he shattered his fingers, he lost his hand. And right now, people have had so many reactions. For you, Kari, what was your reaction when you heard that particular story? Reaction yako ambao ulisikia Karawa amelipukiwa na
if ni yeye alifungua akaiacha kwa mkono, shida ni kwake. Yeah. Because angeifungua atupe. That's how it's supposed to be. But kama ni sema alitupa ikatupwa kwake, obviously because by the time maybe ali realize imefikia exposed, ni unfortunate kwake. But now the issue inakuja kwa hii is the fact that it's like a blame game. So hiyo sasa ni sisi or rather the Protestants ndo are the reason why ilimlipukia. Regardless, I think okay, let's say ingekuwa ni mtu like a citizen, ingemlipukia. Could it like wangekuwa may argue out the same way? That's now the question, because sisemi it's ni vizuri. Actually it's very painful.
Yeah, it would be painful.
It's very painful because uni baba ya mtu, uni somewhere, and kuna hiyo medical even losing your own hand is very sad. But at the same time, hafai or rather huyu Balmtua hafai kuja kusema ati because si tulipotest, we are the blame. We are not the blame. Because regardless, everyone was there. Kila mtu alikuwa, rada zake, and it's very unfortunate ilimfikia. So kwangu, he should not blame us. He should not blame us because this whatever ingekuwa imetaniwa, I know for a fact history ingekanyagiwa. Hata angesema ati ni negligence,
it would have been a different story if it was actually a protester who actually lost their hand when they tried maybe to handle that particular stuff. And maybe their hand would have also been lost. But nonetheless, it's good to be empathetic. Empathy will cost you nothing. People in the streets. Nilikuwa ninaingia like I was coming around, nilipata like watu wa boda wamekaa and walikuwa wanaongelelea history like the guy who lost the hand. Sometimes you do realize that sometimes it's you're in a wrong situation at the wrong time, and you might just call it this particular guy. Then I also deal with it the way they're dealing with it right now. But for this particular reaction, I wanted to highlight Alfred Mutua, Dr. Alfred Mutua, as a reaction. And he took to his social media saying that police alijilipua mkono juu yako, saying that the blood of the police officer who lost his hands when a tear gas canister was holding exploded is on the protesters, according to Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Alfred Mutua. Actually, I think he is not in that particular docket anymore. That is not the docket that he actually is serving. But tune in. I mean, opinion is: are you empathetic? Do you empathize with this officer who lost his fingers because of the canister? And also, let me know: do you think is a problem? Do you think that when it comes to the reaction that Mutua gave, do you think this is actually a genuine reaction? Let me know. Do you think this is actually a genuine reaction? Because I would actually just love to hear from you and know if this is actually a genuine reaction, or to get a political mileage. Because I just want to use this opportunity to get political mileage. And do you think that Dr. Mutua is actually using this opportunity for political mileage? Do let me know.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't do seventy. Oh, it's the Protestants' problem.
Yeah.
The issue is and nini inafaa kuwa. We don't care about whatever happened. Yes, ilihapenika. Sasa tufanye nini?
What do we do now? Yeah.
Sasa hii inakaa ni kama it's like a blame game. Oh, nyinyi ndo mnafaa. It's like he's in
quote unquote.
Yeah, not in quotes, but in jokes. Inakaa ni kama we're not supposed to be there to protest. We're supposed to actually agree to things. Tunafaa kukaa home tuseme wacha ikue. It's like that because it's our fault and we have the right to actually protest.
Yeah, that is actually everyone has that political right to go out and protest peacefully and also submit their grievances to the relevant authorities. But right now, Dr. Alfred Mutua had promised, to give this particular, or to help assist this particular man and the family with the 1 million Kenya shillings. And then again, do you think this is genuine? That was my question. Do you think this is a genuine concern that he's now truly moved and wants to help this particular man, or do you think this is for political mileage?
Okay, let me say this.
Yeah.
It can go both ways. Inaweza kuwa it's more politics. It's more of labda na feel, that empathy. Okay, let me help him. Because he's office government, so lazima wa step in. But all in all, as long as it's true atapanio do, itakuwa poa. But kama ni porojo, it's very very sad.
Kama like people want to come on.
Aizi treatiwa na if it's true, sawa.
Actually, he went to go and see this particular officer. His name is David Karori Maina, and that is the officer who actually his both hands are from this particular and into hospital, and that is where they were actually just having that particular visit to the hospital. I'm not sure what's happening with our setup here. Let me see. All right, I think we have it right now. And that was right there. Nonetheless, thank you for joining us on this particular opinion is regarding the reaction by Dr. Alfred Mutua. Do you think it's actually just for political mileage, or do you think this is actually a genuine kind of a reaction or a genuine kind of a move where this Alfred Mutua is trying, to show real concern and genuine concern at the end of the day? That is my question for you. And as we proceed, people have had different reactions about how these particular protests are being conducted. So yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday. There was when Larry Mado, was saying, "No, I'm on the plane right now. I'm just coming to Nairobi for a day," and people were actually just. Larry Mado, of course, is controversial. He has been going to the airport, and he has been talking about the leaks at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, and it's raining. He was on Facebook. I don't know, she wasn't in Facebook or X. So Lani Mado did say that I am actually on the plane coming to Kenya for one day to come and just cover the protest. And people were just actually cynical. And also, people are actually just cynical. And in their responses, people get to be very, very savage. And people are asking him, why are you bothered? Why are you really just bothered? Why don't you just stay there? But some people are also supportive of him, saying that he's coming to cover these particular protests. And the protests have also, the message has also gotten home, or it has hit home, if you do get to ask me. According to you, Carrie, I think because you have been in town both days, have you seen, how do those 2 days compare in terms of the protests? Siku ya jana ilikuwa more ama leo ndio imekuwa, sorry, the other day ilikuwa, when was that? Was it on Tuesday? On Tuesday. Leo ndio imekuwa like more or
the first like maandamano I think inakuanga more intense than now the following time because that's unajua hiyo siku kila mtu hajui nini anything can happen. Everyone is just there. It's just, you know, to make the voice heard. But sasa now, because now the second time watu wanakuwa prepared, they know what and places to go. Kama hiyo siku people were like, okay, sasa tutakimbia tuende wapi, tufanye nini. But at least there were people like some restaurants that
Java, that was Java
like
ya Kimathi Street.
Na I think Kilimanjaro
restaurant, I think, I'm not sure where it is.
Hata waliwasaidia, but yeah, waliwasaidia in terms of like feed nini yeah. So regardless,
so feeding the protesters.
No, not like.
Oh, I was just wondering what's going on.
No, like they actually agreed to let them in.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I would have
just...
like they were actually empathetic.
Oh, they were helping them out. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's positive. So if you actually, I did see the response about talking about Java, and that was Java Kimathi saying, oh, Java did get to do. For today, I have not had much, but still in town, things have been intense as well, especially when you go around archives, that particular whole area, moving up all the way we have into Jivanji. From there, I think on the other side, another different parts of the city, it has been quite intense. But nonetheless, guys, this is a Kenyan podcast. We do always love and appreciate your company. In case you haven't subscribed to our YouTube, the Kenyan podcast, you can also Instagram Kenyan podcast and also keep on showing your love. You can write to us an email, which is kenyanpodcast@gmail.com. Very soon we hope to be making some merchandise, perhaps some t-shirts or maybe perhaps some cups. And in case you would like to also support the movement or the vibe, that would be quite wonderful. In case you would love to guest and be be on the show, or have us send you a link from wherever you are, you can also let us know via email, kenyanpodcast@gmail.com. We can shoot you a link and you can also join us and we can just chop it up and just have conversations about, us as the Kenyan people, where we're going, where we come from, and also just connecting us as a people globally, not just right here in the. So my question, of course, what do you think that the reaction by Dr. Alfred Mutua, I almost called him Abel Mutua, Alfred Mutua, is genuine, or do you think this is up for mileage? Abel, no, it's actually Alfred Mutua, not Abel. It's Abel Alfred. Nonetheless, that was my question for you today, and I would really love to hear from you and know what is your opinion about that. And of course, we shall be moving on swiftly. But before then, I want to remind you to subscribe. Click on the link on our bio. Follow us on Spotify. I think we're building up on Spotify, but it would also be interesting to have the support all around, and that would be quite wonderful. So moving on, let's go into another matter, which has been the exploitation of our Kenyans. Manze Kenyans exploit you, right, left, center, bottom, to kila mahali, and I'm talking about the issue of the visa. And I don't know, Kari, have you had maybe perhaps family or friends or people who are trying to go to the USA? Alafu tena we have done everything we could to all those requirements for the visas, and then they had friends, family, or maybe people who know people. Yeah. And
but my question inakwanga, since umeona hivyo vyote, at least udipea hata kidogo. At least nisisikie pesa yangu imeenda bure.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand maybe kuna other reasons which, you know, sometimes they don't say, okay, sometimes they don't actually say. Wakwambia, oh, you know, you are denied because maybe you don't deserve to go there or something, you know, all those many things. Ili nijue sikutumia pesa for, you know, kuwapea tu hivi tu, shikeni, kuleni, laleni.
But
it's not fair. It's not actually not fair.
And but then again, what has happened is that
najulizanga meaning, okay, understand everything is money. Everything you have to, you know, put money before things to happen. But kwa nini kusikwa na half price? Like
not even refund, maybe perhaps, or some sort of but the thing,
if they don't work,
you know,
at least usisikie umeenda all through.
What I did hear from, I think, the ambassador of the US, her name is Meg Richman. I under this particular money that is paid, you know, for particular visas. This is actually just money which is actually being paid to go into them, to helping this particular system, organizational system operate. That is why they do say that they are taking them. And there are so many people that have complained about the US, and this is a money maintenance scheme for this particular platform. If you get to ask me, with you this particular video, and KTN also did a bit of mention about the same, and let me know what you feel. What do you believe for you as the, you know, the listener, or whoever you've been asked, or whatever you might be? What do you think? Check along, but then again.
Unaambiwa utangoja 3 months. 3 months inabonga. And high possibility they don't even labda wakuambia, because not everyone has email. Sawa? Labda ufike hapo baba, we're sorry.
You declined.
Let's give you our special feature tonight. For many Kenyans, the American dream
in your dead eyes. They're like, what do you want?
Right into the eye.
Yes, like
sorry, we, you know, I don't know how it happens. I'm just imagining when it has happened. They probably don't say sorry, but for those who are actually watching and you've had this particular experience, man, how was your experience, and what do you think is a remedy for this particular situation? You know, where Kenyans are actually getting exploited, and may apply visa and they always get declined, and this particular organization is keeping on getting more money and more money. But this is KTN also, they talked about this visa conspiracy, the visa fraud at the US Embassy in Nairobi, from KTN.
Presents the ideal life, an irresistible and enticing adventure, leave their homeland and just to cease to settle in the land of opportunity. Yet seeking the visa by itself can become a maze-like ordeal for many. A tedious and lengthy waiting that could span into months. Behind the bureaucratic race, however, is a clandestine network where desperation drives individuals towards illicit means. We have this feature by Ode Francis, and on this episode of KTN, he investigates a 9-month exposing a shadowy world of ambition, corruption, and the lengths some will go to secure the coveted visa. Let's take a look.
The U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, one of the country's most secure locations, is perpetually thronged by hopeful applicants eagerly seeking visas. But don't be cheated by the aura of order and calmness. Right from the gate, you go through several checks before you face the interviewer. Every day, crowds flock to this consulate, yet only a handful of applicants successfully navigate the process, each with approximately 20 to 30,000 shillings. For some, this means depleting their entire life.
That's a bit of a clip right there. I believe I will be able to just share it as, of course, at the end of that particular this particular segment on our Twitter. But nonetheless, the question is, what do you think should actually be done to deal with this particular matter about the piracy at the U.S. Embassy in Kenya? Because so much and the complaint seems to be falling on our deaf ears. That is my question for you at the end of the day, because you really, really want to go and look for greener pastures. Ni watu wengi sana wanataka kwenda majuu, wanataka kwenda sijui to follow their careers, you know, to their dreams in maybe, you know, different lines of work. But then again, at the end of the day, manze kupata visa inakuwa ni very, very difficult. And also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also I believe the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I think they have not been quite keen on actually sorting out this particular problem. And that is why we are facing the problem day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. Nonetheless, we shall leave that at that. And I wanted to ask Carrie, have you noted, have you been following these videos from different places? There is one particular video that I did stand out today, and in the video called Eldoret, you know, I was thinking, you know, the media, sometimes there is a picture that is painted, and it's probably is just a propaganda kind of system. Even I think media is also to blame to some extent because of this speculation, where we are shown like the people of Eldoret, you know, just was in Vishu County. We are shown like they are fully behind the president in every other thing he says. And therefore, me, you know, when I was just thinking about it, LD hakuwezi kuwa na like protests sana, like what will LD wametil, that is a bucket for the president. So whatever just na protest. But then again, that is what the media and other different platforms want you to believe, that anything that will be said by the president, him coming from that particular place, that is what will actually be followed. But there was this particular video that I actually happened to come across, and this was for the who you share this particular video of the wheelbarrow actually being taken down. Na watu walikuwa wamekasirika, watu wametoka walai, watu wametoka na this finance to a level where hata kama ni backyard ama kama ni backyard. So the wheelbarrow in Eldoret has been brought down, and this wheelbarrow, the emblem for the sign for UDA and the party. It was a whole story told about Mama Mboga. We were told of Msewa Boda, and we were told of, who was it? Was Msewa Boda, there was Mama Mboga, and there was who else? According to the hustlers, I think Mama Vijana, Vijana, Msewa Boda. But now people had actually tired, and this was actually in LD. Share this clip. Even with all these excitements, no one was actually and this is actually a very, I can see there's a bit of, it's not so crazy like you'll find the protests are going on in other different places at the end of the day. For me, I would actually love to say, regardless of where people are coming from, when we talk about like the finance bill, I think people are actually, it's very tough right now, currently. When we're talking about kuongeza costs, the transaction, of course, it has that particular part has been amended. They wanted to have it to a place where you send money and you have to pay a whole lot of money to send even a little money. It does not actually make at the end of this. I think.
But, I think politicians, whatever, they think that we're just in the old, you know, days. And let's see, days that might say, Mali tumefika, there are so many like challenges in life that finance bill, it's just another
thing to aggravate the situation.
And I think they don't think that. We think that we're just there for the sake of just, you know, just the person, what have you. But in real sense, we're just fighting for our rights, like basic fighting for our rights. And actually, to that point, today I just saw a video ya Super Metro. Inaingia tu town vizuri. It's just hata iko imefika stage in the CBD.
Ndio.
And then daga zikachukua ndani ya mat.
Ndani ya CBD, ndani ya mat.
Ndani mat, si mat imesimama, hata sivyo regardless. Iko na watu ndani. And to that point, if hiyo time kuna mtu aliumia. Do you think any politicians could have come and said, "Hey man, we're sorry. The soldiers could never have done that. We could have, done something better than that." Do you think that could have been?
That would not have happened because the thing is, my worry is these are people who just are commuting. What wanatoka like home, wanaenda tao, wanaenda bishara, ama they're going to, and then there's a tear gas inarushwa kwa minibus, kwa mat. I do not even get why anyone would do that. Of course, even be a stampede kimbia and watoroke hiyo watoroke the tear gas. That might even actually cause a stampede and loss of life. What wakifanya mchezo, I don't see why we throw a tear gas in a closed space. It does not make any sense to me. But nonetheless, I would just like to applaud every Kenyan that has actually stood up and has been against this particular finance bill. They were saying, "Oh, there was some parts now. You guys can chill down." And I did see the MP for Kasarani akisema, Ronald Karauri akisema like Gen Z sasa mmeshinda, wameondoa some of these bad segments, sahi mko fiti. There is nothing that's at the cost of an item like with 200%, and then upunguze na 30%, and then they still want that 170%, and at least bado unafinyilia watu nayo. And also something else I did see that the president did say, and this is the President William Ruto saying that people can go to demonstrate, as they want. The decisions are going to be made by the institutions. People are not words kindly because the decisions want them to be made by the institutions. Hizo institutions and zenyewe zilikuchagua. That was a big question because he's saying, "Oh, you can demonstrate all you want, you can, but it will be made by the institutions." Of course, he was talking about parliament, but then again, someone, the governor for Kisumu, I think he was saying that, "Oh, this is time Kenya changes so that the president is actually in other countries." Some countries they do that, where members of parliament just get to elect a president. But I don't think Kenya is going to go that way any particular time. So people can go demonstrate, they have a right, but the institutions are the ones that are actually good the decision, and that is actually also not something quite good. Another thing that happened to notice, I think about the numbers of politicians. These MPs, some of these MPs and other lawmakers zilikuwa zimewekwa kwa mitandao. You heard about that. So namba ya Kimani iliwekwa. This is a guy, I think the finance parliamentary committee. And so what did happen? Kimani namba yake iliwekwa kwa mitandao. I understand it was bad. People started money, like other people, kujua kama ni kweli. This is the number. The funny thing, I understand, all these people that send money, understand that alisema at the end of the day alipata ametumiwa 168,000 for people who want it because they want to know hii number ya Kimani Kuria.
But si mtu huweza kucancel.
No, you're receiving money. Alisema he doesn't now know what to do with this money.
No.
Yeah.
Unaona vile ukimaliza M-Pesa mwisho unakwambia hizo no. Sinakupanga hata jina ya mtu, cost unatuma nini, all those things. So unaweza cancel basically. Na hiyo pesa ikose. People
really care like what this is what was going on. He did say people are Kenyans are, well, Kenyans, what I would actually tell you guys, Kenyans are just a different breed of people. Kuna hiyo number. Of course, this is Kuria Kimani. The number, of course, itakam Kuria Kimani, but people like, ini number ya Kuria Kimani, hata nimtumie 2 bob nione kama, hata nimtumie 5 bob nione kama ini number yake. And the guy said, And then this is the same guy who is making your life difficult. And this is the same guy now gets how should. This is the same guy making the proposals, and of course amekuwa akifanya the public public participation listening. And then at the end, this guy gets sent 168,000 shillings, and then he comes up and saying, nitafanyia hiyo walinitumia like 168k na nilikuwa manze na sijui Kenya nitafanya. So he acknowledged that the number in fact finance bills mingi sana, most of them walikuwa wanasema don't pass it or reject the finance bill. So he disclosed that he received for Kenyans who send small amounts to confirm his phone number. Very funny. This is a very funny MP. There is a video that came out here, Kimani, and I'm not sure of this video, but a video ilikuwa ya Kimani Kuri attending a meeting which was supposed to be an anti-alcohol meeting, and he turned up drunk, and allegedly he turned up drunk. So he's a very controversial guy. So kama unasema hujui what to do with the 168k, I will of course automatically think about what you might do with this particular 168k. But anyway, Kenyans are just a very peculiar kind of people. For those who are here and did receive and did see some of these numbers that were exposed, did you try confirm these numbers? Did anyone try confirm these particular numbers? Kwa sababu Wakenya ni wale. Kenyans are curious people, turn people, and above all, Kenyans are generous people. Where would you be sending Kuria Kimani money? Mbona mnatumia pesa?
But the point is,
yeah.
Yes, una cancel
this
like
no, people are like ni tubo haita ni uma. That is what, but you now don't but realize kuna tubo 400,000 people, that's 400,000. Yo, Kenyans manze, nitawekea namba yangu hapa mconfirm in a short while ndio tuone at least kama inafanya kazi. Kama mimi ni mimi mwenyewe of the day. Kenyans ni wala watu, but let's see how the voting goes on. I haven't really checked in to see how these are. But did you send Kimani Kuria money? Did you? No, you didn't send. Niambieni please amkutumia umjamaa pesa, because if you said N68k to confirm the number, then that's a big problem. But anyhow, as you wind up, I want to know.
That's like 100k people.
No, there might be people who are actually people like 50. So there might be someone who's sending 500.
That is not complain about finance.
Why are you complaining about not having money and sending Kimani Kuria money? I'm getting tired. Naanza kuchoka manze. I'm getting naanza kuchoka. Because now it's against this money, and I do not know what to do with this. Are you sending this?
Now some people actually, I don't know what walisema, they actually agree. Haongei, they don't say anything. Now the MPs.
Yeah.
However, they actually agree. It's the people who actually open their mouth and are okay with it. But and you're there to take and
confirm money. Then people more
confirm. But kuna option. Somebody who kosa kuweka option. Una cancel ndio mbaya. Like
and what are you even confirming it for? Because anyway, you like to confirm a bit, but Kuria Kimani money or Kimani you're talking about with this particular one, or even.
But the funny thing, ushisikia watu wanaitwa jina zote. Imagine what discover CIA.
Yo, that would be quite interesting. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. But then again, guys, thank you for joining us on this particular broadcast, which is a Kenyan podcast. And we do hope that you all actually just getting to catch up with what is happening with the world, because I'm just wondering why anyone with money could get your money from all of us. Jaribu kwa fix pale ndani ndio mnamtumia do. You do it at your own peril, ni sawa tu. But once again, reject this finance bill kwa sababu. And anyway, vitu zingine zina happening in Kenya, you just leave things. Sometimes I'm not seeing how you're sending this guy money. That is his opinion. Maybe you thought it was right. Maybe you thought, kwani ni shilingi ngapi sinitumia 5 bob ndio aache. You guys were sending money anyway, was the guy money. Why? Anyway. But guys, make sure you subscribe to our platform, which is the Kenyan Podcast. On Twitter, watching us, kuna ile kwa the profile. It's called $1 something there. You can click on that. It's executive Patreon on some of the exclusive shows on Patreon. Click on the will have some in case you would like to join us on this particular show, Manze. We can send you a link any day, anytime, and you can join us on the show, and we can get to chop it up and let us know how things are going for people. And also out there on the protest, how has it been? And do you think this particular movement will be sustained? This revolution will be sustained? That is, unless Gary has a closing remark, I'm going
Yeah, support.
Anakula mandazi manze sahi. Kimani. We are the local. Yeah, ataongeza. If you are the local, maybe. Kimani on the show sometime. Atuambia what he did with the money. Now, much for being. He might. But join us, tell us how you spend the money or how it was for you. But for now, Max Salam. Till next time, I want to wish you a happy and a productive rest of your week. I want to wish you a day for heading.
Bye bye.